Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, March 21st, 1980, 9:47 p.m. Angelo Bruno sits in the passenger seat of a brown Chevrolet Caprice. His driver, John Stanfa, turns off the engine. They are parked outside Bruno's row house at 934 Snyder Avenue in South Philadelphia. Bruno is 69 years old. He has been boss of the Philadelphia crime family for 21 years. They call him the Gentle Don, the docile Don. He runs the family without the violence that defines other bosses. No headlines, no wars, just quiet money from bookmaking and loan sharking. He refuses to let his men deal heroin. He keeps the peace. Bruno reaches for the door handle. A figure moves in the shadows behind the car. The back door opens. A shotgun barrel appears. One blast. The back of Bruno's head explodes. Brain matter sprays across the dashboard and windshield. Stanfa screams. A shotgun pellet tears through his shoulder. The shooter disappears into the night. Stanfa stumbles out of the car, bleeding. Neighbors run toward the sound. Bruno slumps forward, dead. Blood pools on the leather seat. Police arrive within minutes. They photograph the scene. Bruno's body remains in the passenger seat, head forward, blood dripping onto the floor mat. The shotgun blast entered the base of his skull. The coroner will later confirm death was instantaneous. Detectives find no shell casings. The shooter used a shotgun, fired once and vanished. No witnesses identify the killer. By morning, news spreads across Philadelphia. Angelo Bruno, the mob boss who kept the peace for 2 decades, is dead. Federal investigators know this is not a random hit. Someone ordered this. Someone close to Bruno. Someone who broke the most sacred rule in the American Mafia. You do not kill a boss without permission from the Commission. The Commission, 5 families in New York. They govern organized crime across the eastern United States. They approve hits on bosses. They settle disputes. They maintain order. Angelo Bruno sat on the commission. He was untouchable. Unless someone thought they had approval. Unless someone believed they could take his place. And keep breathing. That someone is Antonio Rocco Caponigro. Caponigro is 67 years old. Born in Chicago in 1912. Moved to Newark, New Jersey in the 1930s. Made member of the Philadelphia family. Operates in the ironbound neighborhood. Controls a lucrative numbers racket. Lives in Short Hills, New Jersey, in a house worth more than most mobsters earn in a lifetime. They call him Tony Bananas. His father sold bananas at the Italian market in South Philadelphia. The nickname stuck. Caponigro hates it, but he never corrects anyone. In the mob, you take what they give you. Caponigro serves as Bruno's consigliere, the advisor, the number 3 position in the family. He sits at Bruno's right hand during meetings. He knows every secret, every deal, every weakness. And he knows Bruno is vulnerable. Federal prosecutors are building racketeering cases. Bruno is old. His health is failing. And Bruno's refusal to allow drug trafficking is costing the family millions. Other families are making fortunes from heroin. The Philadelphia family is stuck in the past. Caponigro sees an opportunity. But Caponigro cannot simply kill Bruno. The rules are clear. A boss is protected by the Commission. To kill a boss without approval means death. Caponigro knows this. So he travels to New York City. He meets with Frank Thierry, boss of the Genovese crime family, one of the most powerful men in the American Mafia. Thierry oversees mob operations in parts of New Jersey. Caponigro's numbers racket in Newark falls within Thierry's territory. There has been tension. Caponigro appealed to the Commission once before, claiming Thierry was encroaching on his operations. The Commission sided with Caponigro on Bruno's recommendation. Thierry never forgot. Caponigro sits across from Thierry in a restaurant in Little Italy, Manhattan. He explains his plan. Bruno is old. Bruno is weak. Bruno is blocking the family from making real money. Caponigro wants to take over. He wants Thierry's support when he presents a plan to the Commission. Thierry listens. He nods. He tells Caponigro he will support him. Caponigro leaves the meeting believing he has the Commission's blessing. He does not. Thierry has lied. Thierry wants Caponigro dead. And Bruno, too. This is Thierry's revenge for the territorial dispute years earlier. He is setting Caponigro up. Caponigro returns to Philadelphia. He recruits support. Caponigro returns to Philadelphia. He recruits support. His brother-in-law, Alfred Salerno, a jewelry store owner, former bootlegger. John Simone, known as Johnny Keys, a capo who controls the Trenton, New Jersey operations. Frank Sindon, known as Barracuda Frank, a soldier with a reputation for violence, a loan shark. Caponigro tells him the commission has approved. They believe him. They begin planning. March 21st, 1980. They execute the plan. The shooter waits behind Bruno's car. Stanfa, the driver, is wounded but alive. Bruno dies instantly. Caponigro believes he has won. He believes he will become boss. He believes the commission will confirm his position. He is wrong. Within hours, the commission learns of Bruno's death. They did not approve it. They did not even discuss it. Bruno was a commission member. His murder without sanction is a violation that demands the ultimate response. The commission summons Caponigro to New York. He goes willingly. He believes this is a formality. He believes Thierry will confirm the approval. He walks into the meeting room confident. He walks out sentenced to death. Caponigro stands before the commission in a room in Manhattan. The exact location is never disclosed. 5 men sit at the table. Representatives from the Gambino, Genovese, Lucchese, Colombo, and Bonanno families. Frank Thierry is there, representing the Genovese family. Caponigro begins speaking. He tells them Bruno was holding the family back. He tells them the Philadelphia family needed new leadership. He tells them Thierry approved the hit. He looks at Thierry for confirmation. Thierry stares back. He shakes his head. He says he gave no such approval. He says Caponigro misunderstood their conversation. He says he simply listened to Caponigro's complaints about Bruno, as any boss would listen concerns from another family's member. But he never authorized murder, never suggested it, never implied the commission would approve. Caponigro's face goes white. He realizes what has happened. He has been set up. Thierry is lying, but it does not matter. The commission believes Thierry, not Caponigro. Or perhaps they do not believe Thierry, but they need to restore order, and Caponigro is the easiest target. The commission delivers its ruling. Caponigro murdered a boss without authorization. The penalty is death, not just for Caponigro, for everyone involved in the plot. Salerno, Simone, Sindon, all of them. The commission gives the contract to the Genovese family. They will handle the executions. Caponigro is dismissed from the room. He knows he is a dead man. He has no options. He cannot run. The commission's reach extends across the country. He cannot fight. He is one man against 5 families. He can only wait. April 17, 1980. For weeks after Bruno's murder, Caponigro drives into Manhattan with Alfred Salerno. They take the Lincoln Tunnel from New Jersey. They park on a side street in Little Italy. They are meeting with Genovese family members. Caponigro still believes he can explain, still believes he can convince them Thierry authorized a hit. Or perhaps he knows the truth and simply has no choice but to show up. In the mob, when you are summoned, you go, even if you know you're going to die. They enter a building. Details of what happens next are never fully confirmed, but the results are clear. Caponigro and Salerno are beaten, severely. Fists, bats, pipes. The beating lasts for an extended period. Ribs crack, teeth break, eyes swell shut, but they are kept alive. This is not just an execution. This is a message. The commission wants everyone in the underworld to understand what happens when you break the rules. Caponigro is stripped naked. Salerno is stripped naked. The humiliation is deliberate. In life, Caponigro was a man of respect, a consigliere, a millionaire. He lived in Short Hills. He wore expensive suits. He was feared and respected. Now he is nothing, just flesh and broken bones. The beating continues. At some point they are shot, multiple times. 14 gunshot wounds in Caponigro's body. The autopsy will later document this. 14 bullets. Chest, abdomen, arms. Not one to the head. They wanted him to suffer, Then comes the final humiliation, the symbolic punishment. Dollar bills are stuffed into Caponigro's mouth. More dollar bills are stuffed into his anus. $300 total. The message is clear: greed. Caponigro killed Bruno for money, for power, for control of the drug trade. His greed violated the sanctity of the commission's authority, and so his body will display his greed for all to see. This is an old Sicilian tradition. The corpse delivers a message. April 18, 1980. Early morning. A 1979 Cadillac is found in the South Bronx. The car was stolen days earlier. It is parked on a residential street. Residents notice it has been there overnight. Someone calls police. Officers approach the vehicle. They check the license plate. Stolen vehicle. They look in the windows. Nothing unusual in the front seat. Then they open the trunk. 2 bodies, both naked, both beaten beyond recognition, faces swollen, skin purple and black from bruising, blood everywhere. The stench is overwhelming. The officers call for detectives. Crime scene investigators arrive. Photographers document the scene. The bodies are so badly beaten that initial identification is impossible. No wallets, no identification. Fingerprints are taken. Dental records are requested. Within days, the bodies are identified. Antonio Caponigro, Alfred Salerno. The dollar bills are noted in the police report. Detectives understand immediately this was a mob execution, a sanction hit by the commission. The New York Police Department opens a homicide investigation. They interview witnesses. No one saw anything. No one heard anything. The car was stolen in New Jersey. The murders likely occurred in Manhattan. The bodies were dumped in the Bronx. 3 boroughs. No witnesses. No physical evidence beyond the bodies themselves. The case is filed as unsolved. It will remain unsolved forever. Everyone knows who ordered it. No one can prove it. No one will testify. The Philadelphia newspapers run front-page stories. Bruno's consigliere found dead in Bronx. Mob war predicted. Federal prosecutors issue statements. The FBI opens investigations. But the mob war does not spread to New York. It stays in Philadelphia. Because the commission has spoken, Caponigro was punished. Order is restored. Except it is not restored. Not in Philadelphia. John Simone is still alive. Johnny Keys, the capo from Trenton who helped plan Bruno's murder. He knows he is next. He goes into hiding. He moves between safe houses. He contacts intermediaries. He tries to negotiate. He offers to retire, to leave the business, to disappear. The commission is not interested. The ruling was clear. Everyone involved must die. September 19, 1980. 5 months after Caponigro's body was found. John Simone is driving in Staten Island, New York. A car pulls alongside his vehicle at a red light. 2 men lean out the windows. They fire handguns. Multiple shots. Simone is hit in the head and chest. His car rolls through the intersection and crashes into a parked vehicle. He is dead before police arrive. Another message delivered. Frank Sindon is still alive. Barracuda Frank, the soldier who participated in Bruno's murder. He also knows he is marked for death. But Sindon is smarter than Simone. He does not try to hide. He does not try to negotiate. He continues his loan shark operations. He collects debts. He acts as though nothing has changed. Perhaps he believes if he shows no fear, they will leave him alone. Perhaps he has nowhere else to go. Perhaps he has simply accepted his fate. October 29th, 1980. Sindon is found in an alley behind a variety store in South Philadelphia. 3 gunshots to the head. Execution style. His body is left in the alley. No attempt to hide it. The message has been delivered. The commission's ruling has been carried out. Everyone who participated in Angelo Bruno's unauthorized murder is dead. Philip Testa becomes the new boss of the Philadelphia crime family. Phil Testa, known as Chicken Man, a Bruno loyalist. Tough, respected. The commission approves his promotion. Testa inherits a family in chaos. Bruno's 20-year reign of peace ended with a shotgun blast. Caponigro's attempt to seize power ended with his naked body in a trunk. Now Testa must restore order. He appoints Peter Casella as underboss. He recalls Nico Demo Scarfo from Atlantic City. Scarfo was banished by Bruno years earlier after a manslaughter charge. Now he is consigliere. The family is restructured. Business continues, but the violence does not stop. Bruno's death opened wounds. Different factions want control. Caponigro's execution satisfied the commission, but it did not satisfy everyone in Philadelphia. Some blame Testa for not preventing Bruno's murder. Some believe Testa should have been more aggressive in protecting the boss. Some simply see opportunity in the chaos. The killings continue. Soldiers are found dead in car trunks. Capos disappear. The FBI counts the bodies. Within 4 years, more than 20 Philadelphia family members are murdered. The newspapers call it the Philadelphia Mob War. It is the bloodiest period in the family's history. Philip Testa becomes a target. On March 15, 1981, exactly 1 year and 6 days after Bruno's murder, Testa walks up the steps to his home in South Philadelphia. A bomb explodes beneath the porch. The blast is heard for blocks. Testa's body is thrown 30 feet. He dies instantly. Nails packed into the bomb shred his body. His home is destroyed. The blast shatters windows on the entire block. Police find bomb fragments. A remote detonator. Professional work. Someone watched Testa approach his house and pressed a button. Chicken Man is dead. The violence continues. Nico Demo Scarfo becomes boss. Little Nicky, 5 feet 5 inches tall. Vicious. Brutal. Everything Angelo Bruno was not. Scarfo rules through fear. He orders murders for minor insults. He demands absolute loyalty. He moves the family's operations into Atlantic City, where casino gambling has created new opportunities. Scarfo makes millions, but his reign is violent and short. By 1989, he is convicted of racketeering and multiple murders. He receives a 55-year sentence. The Philadelphia family is broken. The FBI has informants inside the organization. Convictions follow. The family that Angelo Bruno kept quiet and profitable for 20 years is destroyed within a decade of his death. Antonio Caponigro's widow, Kathleen, never speaks publicly about her husband's murder. She dies in 1991. His half-sister, Susan, Salerno's widow, also remains silent. The houses in Short Hills in Philadelphia are sold. Caponigro's wealth, accumulated over decades, disappears into legal fees and government seizures. No one attends his funeral except immediate family. No mob associates pay respects. To do so would be to align with a man who violated the commission's authority. In death, Caponigro is erased from mob history. His name becomes a warning. This is what happens when you act without permission. The New York Police Department closes the Caponigro-Salerno murder case in 1985, officially unsolved. No arrests, no indictments. The detectives know what happened. The FBI knows what happened. The commission ordered the execution. The Genovese family carried it out. But knowing and proving are different things. No witnesses come forward. No physical evidence links anyone to the murders. The case file is stored in a warehouse in Queens. It will never be reopened. Frank Thierry, the Genovese boss who set up Caponigro, dies in 1981. Natural causes. Heart failure. He is 77 years old. He never faces charges for his role in Bruno's murder or Caponigro's execution. He attends Bruno's funeral in Philadelphia. He sends a wreath. He pays his respects to the family. The hypocrisy is complete. Thierry helped orchestrate the murder, then punished the men who carried it out. This is how the commission works. This is how order is maintained. Not through justice, but through power. Angelo Bruno is buried at Holy Cross Cemetery in Yeadon, Pennsylvania. Hundreds attend the funeral. Mob bosses from across the country pay respects. Carlo Gambino sent representatives. The Genovese family sent representatives. Bruno's wife, Assunta, weeps at the graveside. She was married to Bruno for 49 years. She never knew the details of his business. She dies in 2007 at age 94. She never speaks to reporters. She never writes a memoir. She keeps his secrets. Bruno's home at 934. Snyder Avenue remains standing. In 2016, a historian petitions to have it declared a historical landmark. The Philadelphia Historical Commission reviews the request. They hold hearings. Neighbors testify. Some support the designation. They argue Bruno was a significant figure in the city's history. Others oppose it. They argue Bruno was a criminal who deserves no recognition. The commission votes against the landmark status. The house remains a private residence. Tourists still drive by. They park where Bruno's car was parked. They take photographs. They walk away. Antonio Caponigro is buried in a cemetery in New Jersey. The location is not widely publicized. His grave has no elaborate marker, just a simple headstone with his name and dates. No epitaph, no mention of his role in the Philadelphia family. He is forgotten by history, remembered only as a cautionary tale. The man who thought he had permission, the man who was wrong, the man whose naked body was found in a trunk with dollar bills stuffed in his mouth and anus, a symbol of the greed that killed him. The Mafia code is absolute. You do not kill a boss without commission approval. You do not act on your own authority. You do not trust a rival family's assurances. Caponigro violated all three rules. Frank Thierry exploited his ambition. The commission made an example of him. And for 4 weeks in April 1980, between Bruno's murder and Caponigro's execution, Tony Bananas believed he had won. He believed he would be boss. He believed he had outsmarted the system. Then the commission summoned him, and 14 bullets, a severe beating, and $300 in symbolic humiliation delivered the final verdict. Permission denied. The Philadelphia family never recovered. Bruno's death ended 2 decades of peace and prosperity. Caponigro's execution satisfied the commission's sense of order, but did nothing to stop the violence he had unleashed. The mob war raged for years. Bodies piled up. Bosses died. Convictions followed. By the 1990s, the Philadelphia family was a shell of its former self. Informants testified. Leaders went to prison. The organization that Angelo Bruno built through patience and diplomacy was destroyed by Antonio Caponigro's greed and Frank Thierry's deception. On April 18, 1980, police opened a car trunk in the South Bronx and found 2 naked, beaten bodies riddled with bullets. Dollar bills protruded from one man's mouth and anus. The message was clear. The punishment was symbolic. The execution was final. Antonio Caponigro thought he could take power without permission. The commission showed him otherwise. His body became a warning that every mobster understood. Break the rules. Die alone. Die humiliated. Die forgotten.